Have you ever wondered why you feel stuck, even when life feels like it's fine? You're functioning, showing up to work, keeping relationships afloat, but something still feels off. Heavy, like you're dragging a weight no one else can see. Maybe you catch yourself reacting too quickly to small things, or pulling away from people when things get too close. Maybe it's even more subtle than that, like you're living life through a fog. That feeling isn't random. In many cases, it's unprocessed pain, trauma, not just the big, dramatic events people think of, but the small, repeated moments of fear, rejection, abandonment, or shame that slowly shape the way we see ourselves and the world. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hovig, and today I want to talk about how unprocessed pain and trauma shape our lives and what we can do to fix that. So let's get into the video. Here's what we now understand. When we experience trauma or emotional pain, it doesn't just go away with time. It settles into our nervous system. Our brains literally recognize themselves around that pain. Research shows that trauma can increase activity in the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, making us hypersensitive to threat. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thought and emotional regulation, can become underactive. This means we're more likely to feel overwhelmed by emotions, less able to calm ourselves, and more likely to see the world as unsafe, even when it's not. So how do we start to undo this? One of the most effective and research-backed methods is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT helps people become more aware of how their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are interconnected. Let me give you an example. Let's say you go through something painful, like a betrayal or rejection. Over time, your mind might start telling you things like, I can't trust anyone, I'm not good enough, if I open up, I'll get hurt. And without even realizing it, you begin to act from those beliefs. You pull away from people, you avoid situations that might lead to failure. You stop taking risks. CBT helps bring these automatic beliefs to the surface, not to judge them, but to challenge them and to rewrite the stories that we tell ourselves. Here's what the research tells us. A meta-analysis by Hoffman showed that CBT is highly effective in treating depression, anxiety, PTSD, and many other emotional difficulties. CBT has also been shown to improve emotional regulation, reduce stress, and enhance overall psychological resilience. It works not just because it helps people think positive, but because it teaches people to think flexibly, to step back from rigid self-defeating thoughts and replace them with a more balanced, empowering perspective. And CBT doesn't stop at thoughts. It also addresses behavioral patterns, because healing isn't just about how you think, it's about how you live. In therapy, it would show up like this: how avoidance might be reinforcing fear, how perfectionism might be rooted in shame, and how habits may have started as survival strategies, but are now holding you back. And now this is where we can start building new behaviors. Practicing assertiveness instead of silence, trying something despite the fear it can cause us, and reclaiming the courage to be seen, to speak, and to connect with others. The path out of pain isn't quick or easy, but it's real and it's deeply human, and it's worth trying for. When people begin to process their experiences, when they learn to pause, reflect, and refrain, they begin to make choices that come from a place of wisdom, not just fear. That's what CBT offers, a roadmap, a structured, research-based process for turning awareness into action. It's not about forgetting your past, it's about making peace with it and choosing to live in a way that aligns with who you want to become. So if you've been feeling stuck, like you're surviving, not thriving, it might be worth looking inward. Your nervous system isn't broken, you're not too emotional or too sensitive, you're responding to pain the only way you knew how. And now you can learn something new. You can heal, you can grow, and you can live a life that feels more fuller, freer, and more of what you want. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.